Hello everyone and welcome to SRL Season 6. This is round 10 and we are in Belgium. Sorry for the little late start up there. I was having a slight bit of issues with Twitch, but we seem to be up and running now, so here we are. People are already out on their out laps and starting laps, so we will jump straight on board with people and have a look and see. So Vapid is currently out, and who's in that Williams? It's not Dutch Power, I think it was Monkey Pie. He just went a little bit wide coming out the final turn, but I think he was on his out lap, so he should be fine. So we will have a look. Everything up, and there we go. So I don't actually know who is out first, but interestingly some nerd is actually on the super softs, everyone else is on the ultra softs, and there's been a little bit of a spin from, I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to call him Luca. He's actually spun his Haas, so we'll have a look at Vapid Coot, who goes a little bit wide coming around the corner there. It is quite difficult to grab that correctly around there, but it seems he's took it pretty well, so we'll see how the rest of his lap goes. Oh, he goes, yeah, so he may have actually invalidated that lap, I don't know yet, we'll find out when he comes to the end. But there we go, and Beacon's actually putting the fastest lap of 144.4. Josu's putting a 144.5, Vapid is just coming up now, Rampage puts 145.1. Vapid comes around the final corner now onto the pit straight, and his lap time is going to be a 145.6. Some nerd is just putting a 148.9, so Vapid's now into P4. 7 minutes 20 seconds left of this qualifying here, round 10. Oof! Gravity has a slide and a half coming around that corner. He's puts in a 144.1, so he goes provisional P1 at the moment. Let's have a look. Bosley puts in a 144.3, so he slots into second place. I think Luca's actually pulled out of his lap as Dutch Power, Monkey Pie pit. And there goes your Magic Yeti, who pushes Vapid down to 7th, and he puts in a 145.1. So we have got a yellow flag again, but I don't know who it's for. Yeah, I don't actually know. But we'll stay on board with Luca. See what kind of lap he puts in. Round 10, Belgium for SRL. Really looking forward to this, because obviously it's a historic track, so some drivers really like this track, as Luca puts in a 145.4, so he actually pushes Vapid down to 8th. So Vapid falling down the order quite a bit. We'll have to see where he actually finishes, as someone has left the session. I think that was some nerd has actually left the session, I'm not sure though. So just 2 cars remaining to put times on, with Dutch Power and Monkey Pie. But I think that's for Luca coming in. Maybe, oh no, it's not. I think it was maybe for Bosley, as Josu is now in. Bosley is still out on track, and so is Gravity, but both are probably, yep, they both are coming in just now. So we are currently just waiting for some more drivers to come back out for the next run of laps, obviously, as the Magic Yeti is actually out. Oh no, he's in. Luca will probably be coming in as well, unless he's trying to set another lap. He's in max, so he may actually be setting another lap. But I'm not sure. But Monkey Pie is actually out, he's on his out lap, so we should see a time from the Williams driver, as Luca is actually in Sector 3 just now on the final corners. He comes round. Can he improve on his time? Oh, he has a massive slide coming out the corner. It's surely going to lose a massive time, but he does still improve by 1/10, but it keeps him in P7. So I think Lucas pulled out, he has. So he'll now be pitting more than likely with coming up to 4 minutes left in the session. So we are currently on board with Monkey Pie, who has yet to set a time, as is Dutch Power 97. He is currently not out on track, he is in the pit still. So we'll have a look. We'll ride on board with Monkey Pie as he's about to start his lap for his qualifying lap. But yeah, I absolutely love this track. I have made a few mistakes here before, but he'll want to take this as tight as possible. Yep, and a really nice run. You don't want to run too wide on that exit, because then you'll compromise your run. But coming up to Eau Rouge, it's one of the toughest things to do, because you have to try and keep the car straight whilst not running off or losing the back end as he's coming up to the DRS straight, which is more than likely the best place to actually make an overtake. He's now moving down. This is one of the hardest corners to get right, because if you don't take it right, you'll lose a lot of time. And oh, he just let off the acceleration there. Some nerd actually just spawned directly in front of him. Oh, and he kind of lost the back end there. He's actually damaged his wing. I don't know what happened there. I think that may have been some desync. But it looks like Monkey Pie may have pulled out of this lap as he was really wide. Yes, I think he has. So that's unfortunate. I don't actually know what happened there, so we'll have to wait and see. But most drivers have actually came back out. As you can see, Josu in the McLaren is still on his outlap. Everyone doing their outlap except for Monkey Pie, who is still running around quite slowly. I think he's setting himself up for another lap. He probably won't have time to come in and do what he needs to do and come back out, so I think his only chance now is to actually put in a lap. But his car is actually ghosting, so so we will have to see. As Monkey Pie actually just retired from the session, so that's interesting. I think he realises he can't make it back in, but he did have enough fuel for another lap, as Dutch Power goes really wide on that corner. I think he was trying to give himself the best exit, as he now is on his flying lap. So 1 minute 20 left in this session. People will be making a mad dash now for the final laps to try and make up places, improve their time, just the basic stuff. But let's have a look, see who is actually. So Magic Yeti is in Sector 2, Josu is in Sector 2, I think he's at the end, so is Antif Beacon. Bosley has actually just crossed the line with a 144.3, which keeps him second. As Gravity is actually coming around now to start his, I would say this is his final lap, as Magic Yeti actually retired from the session. So we will stick on board with Antif Beacon at the moment. He's currently in Sector 2. We will be able to see, as we've got a yellow in Sector 2 just now. That may be from Magic Yeti, who's probably pulled off the track. But as Antif comes round, this long right-hander is actually quite easy. You can take it in full throttle, but your car setup has to be correct, otherwise you find your car slides, especially at this turn. You make a slight adjustment and you could lose the car as he comes up to the S section, which is really hard to get the braking right here, and he clips the curb perfectly, comes out the corner, has a little bit of back end slide, and comes across in P1 with a 143.9. So an amazing lap there by Antif Beacon, puts him into provisional pole, as Bosley is in Sector 3. Josu is actually in sector 1. Where is Vapid? Vapid is currently coming around the corner, the final corner now. Will he be able to improve his time? He can. He goes first with a 1:43.8. Wow. Just wow. That is immense time. So as Bosley puts in the fastest lap of a 1:43.6. So it's now down to Gravity, who is actually coming up to the final section now with the S section. He makes his way around the final corner. Can he improve on his time? A little bit of a slide. He goes P1 with 1:43.637. Wow. So Rampage is the final person to come round. I don't think he's not gonna improve, unfortunately, so he ends where he was. But wow, so the guys in first, second, third and fourth, I think, were extremely close, as you can see there. First to sixth, less than a second, so wow. But yep, so P1 goes to VSR Gravity with a 1:43.6. Bosley's in P2, Vapid, who had an amazing lap, P3, Antiv Beacon in P4, Dutch Power 97 in P5, Josu in P6. Let's see, it went away really quick. Rampage in P7, Magic Yeti in P8, and I can't see the rest. Oh, it's raining. Oh, this is definitely gonna make it more interesting. As we can see in the background there, some of the cars are piled on top of each other. Thanks for that, Codemasters. But yeah, so we shall see. So we shall see what everyone is actually going to do for this, because the rain's obviously going to be difficult for some people. Braking points change, just everything about the race and your strategy changes. But the drivers probably knew that. We obviously didn't. But here we are for the start. It's 4-5 red lights, and it's a jump start by Luca. Sorry, he's in P1, but he's definitely jumped the start, so he's going to end up with a penalty. As we have a look at the grid coming down, oh, a little bit of contact at the back there. There's definitely contact at the back there. As we can see from behind, it's Dutch Power and Rampage running side by side, almost running side by side coming up Eau Rouge. So, part of someone's wing, as Luca's actually off, he's crashed. So unfortunate for him. As we have a look towards the front, as Vapid is actually trying to position himself best, as Gravity and Bosley are going at it, and Vapid is having a look. It's down the inside of Gravity, but can't quite do it, and it looks like Antiv is actually going to try and make a move on Vapid as well, as Dutch Power is now in 8th, 7th, I think. Rampage and Josu have had a problem, as Gravity and Vapid are side by side coming out the corner, but Vapid backs out a little bit, and that gives Antiv Beacon the chance to catch up. So it's definitely all go at the start here, as Vapid is all over the back of VSR Gravity. It just looks like that Ferrari is having a little bit of a problem trying to keep it straight, as Rampage is actually 1/10 behind Josu, so he's now dropped to 3/10, so he may be having a slight problem as well. But that stupid camera angle. So it looks like some of the guys are actually struggling. They have all decided to go in on the inters, as Dutch Power takes P6 from Monkey Pie, and Bosley is actually gaining a lead, as Gravity goes slightly wide there. So this is definitely going to be a massive fight, as Vapid is actually down to 5th. He's had a moment, I think, and Vapid's actually lost part of his wing as well. Oh, wow. So Josu and Vapid have actually just had a massive moment together. I think Vapid was coming back on and managed to collect Josu in the process of rejoining the track, as Josu's actually lost his entire front wing, and Vapid's currently in the pits. Josu is yep, he is. He's going to follow him. So right now, Bosley is actually he has the lead, but Gravity is currently catching him. He now has it into DRS range, so this could get interesting for the lead as well. So Antic Beacon, who is in third place, he is 3.2 seconds behind Gravity, which is, it's not a massive distance, but it is quite a distance. And then you've got the Renault driver of Magic Yeti, who is 3.4 seconds behind Antic Beacon. Dutch Power, who's in 5th. Rampage, who has climbed up to 6th, I think he gained 1 place from that. Monkey Pie, who's in 7th. Then Vapid Coot, who's now making his way up Eau Rouge after that incident that he had, as he's going really wide coming out of the corner there. He's currently in P8, and then we have Josu, who is in P9 and has just came out the pits. So I would probably say it was pretty controversial at the start there. There was a lot of people, especially Luca, jumping the start, and then he obviously did the right thing. He pulled off to the side, he let everyone past. He knew he jumped the start, but I don't know what happened to Vapid. He obviously had a slight moment coming out one of the corners and spun, or maybe there was something happened between him and Antiv as they were coming out the corner. I do not know, but whatever it was, Vapid found himself facing the wrong way, tried to rejoin the track and collected the McLaren driver of Josu in the process, as Bosley sets the fastest lap of 2 minutes 3.022. So yeah, so 3 laps in. I don't know if it's going to be dry. It looks like it's still raining, so it's possible that that's how it will remain for the rest of the race, but I'm not sure. We will have to wait and see, as Gravity was really wide coming out the corner there. He's now dropped 1.6 seconds as Magic Yeti receives a penalty. So I'm not expecting a lot of penalties from this, but there may be a slight few. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think this is going to come down to when pit stops actually come round, so we'll have to wait and see what everyone does and when everyone pits. Obviously the pit window is between laps 7 and 12, so there's 4 laps remaining until the pit window actually opens. So we'll see exactly what the drivers actually do. So getting quite spicy. So we will have to just wait and see exactly what happens. Yeah, there's not really much happening. Everyone's kind of spaced out a little bit now. I think this is going to come down to basically who wants to undercut and who wants to overcut. As we see Gravity's, this is why I don't like tracks when it's raining, because it just gives you easier chance to lock up. So we will definitely keep an eye on everyone's where everyone is, and for when they are when everyone is actually going to pit. So Bosley is just coming up Eau Rouge and Gravity is right behind them, and Antic Beacon's actually gained some time on Gravity, so I think it's a possibility we may see in the next few laps Antic Beacon trying for a move on Gravity, but he's back to 3 seconds, so we may not. It just depends. So as Vapid Coot actually puts in the fastest lap of a 2 minute 2.001. I've actually just noticed that Antic Beacon has 2.6 laps of fuel. Oh, perfect time to get hiccups. But yeah, he has 2.5 laps of fuel. So he is running rich right now. I think he's trying to catch gravity, but it doesn't look like it's helping him too much. He's managing to keep it on track, which is good, and he's also on the podium at the moment. He has a 6.4 second gap over Magic Yeti as well, so but Vapid is bringing that time down to Monkey Pie. He's brought it down to 18 seconds as Josu is actually in the pit again. So I have no idea what happened there. I think he maybe have lost part of his wing again, but not the best of races for the McLaren driver. Obviously Vapid will feel quite frustrated right now because of obviously losing part of his wing and having to pit, which has dropped him down to 8th. But the good thing is, as long as everyone finishes, everyone gets points. But it's the same every race as Josu receives a penalty. It's the same every race, it just depends where you finish. Obviously everyone wants to finish higher because they get more points, but that can't always happen, so we will see where everyone actually finishes as we're on lap 5 now. So Vapid may, if he is gaining time, he may actually have a bit of an advantage here because he obviously has the fresher tyres. But he has to really gain a lot of time to try and catch the Monkey Pie in front of him, which he is actually doing. He's now down to 15.9 seconds, so Vapid is on a push just now. He's actually, if he 8th, 7th, so he's not quite in the range of Rampage yet. He is in the range of Monkey Pie, but he's not in the range of Rampage yet. But we'll have to see. He's now got it down to 14.8 seconds. And Bosley has actually gained the lead over Gravity of 2.3 seconds. So it looks like everyone's just settling down and maybe waiting until pit stops to try and bring everything round and see if they can actually gain places. Or I think for Gravity and Anti-Beacon it would probably be to see if they can actually take the lead of the Grand Prix. But as it stands right now, Bosley is actually in the lead after that slightly chaotic start. But Vapid's now down to 13.2 seconds behind Monkey Pie as Josu receives another penalty. I don't know if he has damage again. It doesn't look like he has. I don't think he... Oh, it has actually stopped raining, so this could get interesting. People may actually wait for their pit stop windows and then move to the dry tyres. Can still see some spray coming off Anti-Beacon's car, but it does look like it is getting drier. It has stopped raining, so this could be a very, very interesting race strategy from everyone. As Gravity has actually brought it down to 1.6 seconds, so has Bosley made a mistake somewhere? He currently has 1.4 seconds, so he is catching the Mercedes driver. We'll have to see if it's definitely Bosley made a mistake. He's not got any wing damage, but as you can see, that Ferrari is getting ever closer. As we had an amazing helicopter shot there of both cars, but there we are, we can actually see the Ferrari in the background, so this could be interesting. Is Gravity going to manage to catch Bosley before the pit stop windows open and challenge the Mercedes driver for the lead of the Grand Prix? We will have to wait and see. But coming into laps, or just coming up to the end of lap 6 now, so it's still there's still slight spray coming off, but then again, obviously the looks can be deceiving because some of the drivers say that it always feels like, oh, someone's off, yellow flag in sector 1. It was Josu who's actually lost part of his front wing again. So Bosley is actually in the pits now, so is Bosley going to move to another set of inters or a set of dry tyres. We will soon find out. He's moving to a set of dry tyres. What tyre is he on? He's on the softs. So Bosley has opted to move to the dry tyres. Now we will see exactly what Gravity and Antive Beacon do. Will Dutch Power make it? He will not. He's sliding about all over the places. Bosley is out, so we'll keep an eye on Bosley as Monkey Pie and Rampage actually pit, and Rampage is on the super softs. So it looks like Rampage is going to try and make a massive push. Nope, he's on the softs. So we will keep an eye on Bosley's time and see if indeed the dry tyres are the fastest tyre. Yeah. No, it starts at 7. I was actually running a bit late. Just at the start of the stream, Twitch wasn't working for me for some reason, so but yeah, right now it's actually getting quite interesting. Monkey Pie's moved to super softs. Vapid is actually on the softs, so Vapid has came in and pit for the dry tyres. It's currently 9 seconds behind Monkey Pie, so he's brought the time down a lot more. As we have Dutch Power, Magic Yeti, Antive Beacon and Gravity still on intermediate, so I'd be guessing they will be making a pit stop at the end of this lap. Yeah, I thought so as well. It looks like Bosley is driving okay. He's managing to catch the Magic Yeti, who's on inters, so it does look like the dry tyre is the fastest. As Gravity is actually in, will Antive Beacon follow him? He does. And what about... Oh, Magic Yeti's actually off the track. So Bosley moves back into P3. He will surely take the lead of the Grand Prix again as he comes round here, and Magic Yeti is in the pits. What about Dutch Power? Will the Williams driver move in? He does move into the pits. Rampage is not on the final part of the track yet, so we will see exactly what happens. Yeah, it's a good strategy move. I definitely agree. It definitely is a good strategy move. But it looks like everyone's moving to the softs apart from Monkey Pie, who is currently on the super softs, and Rampage is just coming around the final corner now. Antive has actually got him out in front of him, so is Gravity. Magic Yeti, Dutch Power is currently moving down, and so Dutch Power has actually lost a place to Rampage, but nope, he's got it back, but they may be fighting on the exit. This will be interesting for Rampage. It does look like it started raining again. Oh, Rampage actually receives a penalty. He's going to get DRS coming down here, so the DRS has been activated, and he's going to make a move on Dutch Power. He does, but can he hold it going round as Dutch Power goes round the outside and takes the place back? Wow, some nice bit of clean racing there between Rampage and Dutch Power. It does look like it's raining again, but I don't actually see the graphics of the rain. I just see it on obviously the T-cam of Rampage, but it doesn't actually look like it's raining, so I don't know if that's a glitch or not. But yeah, you can definitely see the spray coming off the cars. But DRS has been enabled, so it must be dry enough for the tyres as Josu receives another penalty. So Vapid is actually overtaking Monkey Pie. He now has 13 seconds to make up to Rampage, who you've got to say, if he keeps fighting with Dutch Power, this is going to give Vapid the means to catch up, as Bosley puts in the fastest lap of a 155.3. So we will keep an eye on everyone's times. Vapid's still 13.3 seconds behind Rampage, so he's not really closing the gap that much, but Rampage isn't fighting much with Dutch Power. But he will have DRS coming out this corner. But it doesn't really gain much for him. He's still a little bit too far back, as I think he just took too much of the inside of that curb there coming around the corner. But we're currently on lap 9 of 22 here at Belgium. as the Rampage is moving up Eau Rouge, and he cuts it again and gets another penalty. He's finding that corner so tricky at the top, but it definitely is. He has DRS, but he's actually just for a second there moved out of the DRS window. So Vapid now has it down to 12.5 seconds. And Gravity has brought it down to 2.4 seconds from Bosley. So it does look like Bosley made the correct call. He obviously felt it was time for dry tyres. He's made the call to try and undercut everyone, Gravity and Antiv Beacon behind them. Well, not Antiv, because I think Bosley had the call to pit before Antiv, so Antiv obviously had to run an extra lap. But you can see there, Gravity can see, as Josu puts in the fastest lap of 150.8. But as Gravity puts in the fastest lap of 150.5, but you can see, Gravity can see Bosley in front of him. So the Ferrari driver he does have the Mercedes in view, but he is in a Mercedes sandwich, so I think it's going to be difficult for him. He will probably find it a little bit difficult to catch Bosley and overtake, but we will have to see, because I've not really seen Gravity's pace before, so we'll have to see. He's doing really well in P2. But right now, as Vapid puts in the fastest lap of 149.7, so we're on lap 10 now. 12 laps remaining, including this one. And Bosley leads from Gravity 2.2 seconds, and then Antiv Beacon behind him 3.4 seconds back. Then it's 19.1 seconds or 19.5 seconds back to the Magic Yeti in 4th place, then 3.1 to Dutch Power. SRL Rampage is 1.4 seconds behind him, then Vapid Coot is bringing that time down gradually to 11.1 seconds, who is currently in P7. Not had the best of races. I think Vapid actually has lost places. He's lost 4, but the Magic Yeti has gained 4. So the Magic Yeti started 8th and now he is 4th, so it's been a decent race for him. Obviously Vapid won't be happy, but he's making a really decent comeback drive. He is moving at an astonishing rate. Gravity receives a 5-second stop go penalty for exceeding the track limits, as Bosley puts in the fastest lap of 149.0. And as we can see from the onboard with Vapid, he is pushing. His car is he's locking his brakes on his car as he's turning the corner, so he's definitely pushing. He's a man on a mission. But Gravity is now 1.7 seconds behind Bosley, so he definitely is catching the Mercedes driver. I don't know if Bosley has a problem or if Gravity is just getting a lot more grip with the setup he's running, but he's definitely closing on him. Still 11 laps remaining, so anything can happen in those 11 laps, so we will have to wait and see. But we will run with this just now as well, just to see what the cars are like. Obviously with Antiv Beacon, Bosley in front of Gravity and Antiv behind Gravity, he's got a lot of work to do. I think he may, it's a possibility he's waiting. He's currently in Rich at the moment, but I think he's trying to close the gap as soon as possible, so that maybe on the next few laps he can try and make a pass, but we'll have to wait and see. As Dutch Power now is 2 seconds behind Magic Yeti, and Vapid has brought the time down to 9.5 seconds, as Joshua has actually put in 148.1 for the fastest lap. So Vapid's brought it back to 9.4 seconds, so he's definitely on a run just now to try and make up places. 10 laps remaining. It's probably doable, but I don't know. It's definitely something that has to be. It has to be watched for the pace, because I mean he can't keep the same pace all the time, as Gravity is actually in lean and Vapid puts in the fastest lap of 148.041. So the fastest lap's coming in thick and fast right now, as Rampage is 1.6 seconds behind Dutch Power. He's bringing the time down a little bit, as Gravity is now 1.3 seconds, and Josu has actually retired. He's hit the wall. Not been a great race for the McLaren driver. He had a bad start, and obviously got caught up in the stuff with Vapid coming off track, or coming back on track, should I say. So a bit unlucky from him, but back to the race. So Gravity is now 1.1 seconds behind Bosley, so this could be a massive fight between Mercedes and Ferrari for the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. We will have to wait and see exactly what happens between these two, because Gravity is now it said 1 second, it's 1.6, that's not 1.6 seconds, it's about a second behind. But you can just see in the background there, Antiv Beacon, Bosley's teammate, but now Gravity is actually in DRS range of Bosley, so this could definitely get interesting as we're coming over to Eau Rouge, the most famous corner, and he makes it up the top. He's going to have DRS coming into the DRS straight. Will he be able to close up to Bosley? It doesn't look like he's close enough to try and make a move. He's definitely not close enough to make a move, but he is getting closer. He's now 5/10 behind the Mercedes driver, sorry. So, as Bosley over revs the car massively coming into that corner, but it's going to be interesting, this one, because Gravity lost a lot of time to Bosley. Bosley had a massive lead over him, but now it's brought back down to under a second. But it looks like Bosley just nails that long left-hander, but it looks like Gravity has a slight difficulty with it, but he's still in DRS range. So don't like this camera because you can't really see much. I like that one better, that's better. So yeah, Vapid's now under 9 seconds, he's 8.8 seconds behind Rampage. And Dutch Power has actually caught Magic Yeti as well, so he's now within DRS range of the Renault driver. As Gravity is really close to the back of Bosley's Mercedes, he's going to have DRS coming out the corner. Can he make a move? He cannot, he's still a bit too far back. He is really close to the back of Bosley, but he just can't get enough to try for the overtake on Bosley. As they're coming up Eau Rouge again, lap 14 of 22. The P1 and P2 are currently in a fight as Gravity moves to the outside. He's going to be on the outside for this. Can he hold the line round as Bosley tries to push him a little bit out, but he's now got the inside. There's two of them, bang wheels. Gravity moves. Oh, there's contact. Gravity, I think Gravity's he's sustained damage to the left hand side of his front wing, which is going to possibly hamper the car with downforce and driving. So that is such a shame. He was fighting really well trying to make a move, and it didn't come through. Antiv is now 2.7 seconds. You can definitely tell Antiv smells blood in front of him. He is probably going to start really pushing to catch him. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely is. The fight for the lead's always good. But Antiv may actually inject himself into this coming towards the end. We've also got a fight for P4 between Dutch Power and Magic Yeti, who He's currently running 7/10 behind the Renault driver of Magic Yeti. Vapid has pulled it down to 7.5 seconds, as look at that, Antiv Beacon is really close behind these two as well now, so Gravity may not just be trying to make a move, he may actually be defending one from Bosley's teammate, but will he try again? That's the question. Is he going to try and make a move again? I don't think he is. He looks like he's a bit too far back, but will he now have the advantage? We will jump on board with Bosley and keep an eye on Gravity, as look at the speed difference he has. He's making a move around the outside. Can't hold it, he's off the track. As, oh, I don't know what actually happened there. Sorry about that, had a little bit of a problem with a family member there, but we are currently back. So Bosley is still in P1, Gravity is right behind him, 8/10 back. He's losing a lot of time to Antiv Beacon, lap 15 of 22, so this is definitely going to get interesting between these three. Dutch Power is now down to 3/10 behind Magic Yeti, the Renault driver. Vapid has brought it down to 6.8 seconds, so going into the final part of this race, we could actually see a lot. Yeah, I definitely agree. Timbot putting that the straight is too long, it's so long. Yeah, I do agree, it is really long. But look at that, Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes. So Gravity is is in the DRS range of Bosley. Antiv Beacon is currently 1.2 seconds behind Gravity, but closing, so he may end up in the DRS range, and we could have a three-way fight for the lead here, unless Bosley and Antiv have basically made an agreement to hold the Ferrari up and try and push him back down into P3 so it can make it a Mercedes 1-2, which would be an interesting strategy. Probably questionable, and I don't think Gravity would be happy, but I don't think it's against the rules, so we'll have to wait and see, because I think Gravity is going to try and mount another attack, as Dutch Power is still chasing down that Renault. He is getting close, he's got DRS, so he may, I don't think he's going to be close enough to try and make a move here. He's not, but he is closing on that Renault, and as Antiv Beacon is actually now in the DRS range, he's back out again, but more importantly, Gravity is actually fell out of the DRS range of Bosley, so this is going to give Bosley breathing space as Dutch Power actually makes a move on Magic Yeti. Couldn't see it because the tree's there, apologies for that, but Dutch Power has made the move on Magic Yeti. Is Magic Yeti going to come back and try and take back P4? He's, I don't actually think he has wing damage, he does not, so I think this is now dependent on penalties as well, because I know a few of the drivers do have penalties, as Antiv actually falls back out of the DRS range, but he is definitely in the DRS range, and so is Gravity, so this is going to be interesting as Gravity actually falls back down to 1.3 seconds, but Antiv Beacon has DRS on. He's within the DRS range of Gravity, so lap 17, we're coming to the final laps of the Grand Prix now. We are about 5 or 6 laps remaining, so we are definitely going to get down to the nitty gritty, as Vapid has actually brought that gap down to 5.9 seconds now, so he's obviously still trying for the push, but he only has 5 laps left, so it's definitely going to be a struggle for him, but we will see how this ends, as Antiv's still within that DRS range. It doesn't look like the wing damage is hampering Gravity too much. He is now 1.4 seconds behind Bosley, and he is losing a little bit of time, so it looks like this is going to hand the advantage to Antiv Beacon, who could take second place from Gravity. With obviously with Gravity with that wing damage, he could lose. Oh, he goes a little bit wide, almost loses it, but and it actually closes up. He's now 4/10 behind Gravity. Is he gonna vie for second place and make this a Mercedes 1-2? Yep, so things are definitely getting interesting now, as we are now making our way on to lap 18 of 22 here in Belgium, with currently TR Bosley as the leader in the Mercedes, and then VSR Gravity in the Ferrari in second place, but hot on his heels is the Mercedes driver of Anton Beacon, Bosley's teammate. 25 seconds back we have Dutch Power, who's in fourth. He's actually overtook Magic Yeti for fourth place and now gained a little bit of an advantage over him of 1.8 seconds. And then we have Rampage in P6 with Vapid closing not massively fast, but he is closing. He's down to 5.9 seconds. But at this present moment in time, VSR Gravity will be feeling the pressure from Anton Beacon behind, who is now 4/10 behind the Ferrari driver. So look how close. Oh, he's touching his back wheel with his front wing, definite contact there, but Anton gets away with no wing damage as he makes a slight adjustment to the car for sliding coming out the corner. He's certainly got a little bit more speed than Gravity coming around the corner there. Is he going to try and make the move into this corner? He is. He's on the outside, but he can't hold it. He's still on the back of that Ferrari. This is definitely helping his teammate, who is now 2.1 seconds away from Gravity and Anton Beacon, who are fighting for P2. But we will definitely stick with this until the conclusion of the... Technically it's actually the only battle on track at the moment. Everyone else has 2, 5 and 24 seconds. But it looks like Gravity is pulling some time back to Bosley. He's now back down to 1.8 seconds, so it's definitely going to be a question of who has the most left in their tyres and the fuel. They're both not. All three of them are basically the same on fuel. As here we go, is Anton going to make a move? He's a little bit too far behind. I don't think he'll close up close enough. He doesn't. So we are still. I don't think they may not. Oh, Gravity goes slightly wide on in the middle of the corner there as Anton slides a little bit. So he's definitely got enough. Oh, Anton actually goes off the track. Wow. So it looks like he was pushing a little bit too hard there and obviously outbroke himself coming into the corner. It can be done. It's a natural reaction. He's trying to overtake. It's just whether he can hold his nerve and try and take that place, as Bosley now has a 2.5 second lead over Gravity, who's in P2. And Vapid actually has brought that gap down to 4.1 seconds from Rampage. So it looks like Vapid could possibly be in with a chance of taking P6 from Rampage, as Gravity just massively locked up into that corner there. You've seen the smoke in front of Anton Beacon coming from Gravity's Ferrari. But definitely an amazing race ran by Bosley. He's just had the best strategy so far. Yeah, that's cool, Timber. That's fine. If you do miss it, it's it'll be on to watch later on, which is fine. But you have a good day. But so we are back here. 8/10 now. Anton has actually dropped off a little bit from Gravity, but he's still within DRS range. so he still has a chance, as Vapid's actually brought the gap down to 3.5 seconds now, and it's still dropping. So does Rampage actually have damage? He doesn't. So I have no idea what's wrong with it may just be down to tyre wear for Rampage, but we will definitely find out. So Rampage is 1.9 seconds back from the Magic Yeti, but I'm pretty sure the Magic Yeti actually has a penalty. So he really has to pull his time up to about 3.5 seconds, 3 seconds maybe, to try and get out of the range of Rampage. I'm not sure if Rampage actually has a penalty. I don't think he has. Oh, he has 2 penalties. So it looks like Vapid may actually begin in this place, if Vapid does not have any penalties, as the smoke from the brakes of the tyre lock from the Ferrari again. But lap 21 now, so only 1 lap remaining after this one, and it's still Bosley in P1, but now Gravity has brought it back down to under a second. So the top 3 cars are within DRS range of each other, and if Gravity wants to make a move for first place, he will definitely have to do it sooner rather than later, as he is, it looks like he is really closing up on Bosley, as Anton falls back to 1 second now, so I don't know what's happened there. He's now back within DRS range, and Vapid's down to 3 seconds, so I just don't think he'll be able to manage to pull out 3 seconds in 1 lap, as it looks like Bosley is struggling a little bit, as we see Gravity go almost all on to the apex there, but we are definitely going to stay on board with these 3, because this is the obviously the closest battle on track, as Anton Beacon actually closes up right up to the back of that Ferrari. So he is massively closing up to Gravity, and it looks like he may be pushing for the overtake at some point, but as Gravity goes a little bit wide and receives a penalty as well, so this may also throw into the mix, as Anton is very close behind him. So could that have just doomed? Oh, Gravity is actually running side by side with Bosley. Can he make the move stick? He doesn't. He goes too deep into the corner. Oh, and he clips Anton Beacon as they come round the final corner, as Anton is actually just taking the place. So, wow, shocking turn of events here. Gravity tries for a place, tries to overtake Bosley on the final corner for first place. He outbroke himself, ended up going in too deep into the turn, and ended up losing second place to Anton Beacon. But it looks like Anton is all over the back of Bosley at the moment, so could this be a fight for first place between the 2 Mercedes drivers? He is really close, slight contact on the back of his teammate's car, but is he going to vie for the lead of this Grand Prix, as we are on the last lap of this Grand Prix? So they are currently in sector 2, not too many corners left, as Anton Beacon is currently 3 tenths behind his teammate. Is he going to try for a move on Bosley? We do not know, but it looks like Bosley got the better run out of that corner there. Anton is sticking with him, but are these 2 going to fight, or do they just want to finish in P1 and P2? As Vapid actually receives a 3-second time penalty. He's got that time down to 1.8 seconds, as well as Anton think about going down the inside but didn't do it. He's now pushing his teammate round the corner. They come up to the line. Bosley gets the win, Anton gets second place, and Gravity gets third. So there we go. Your top 3. Wow. just an amazing catch up there by Gravity. Slight mistake, but Dutch Power coming across the line in 4th as well, which is a really good result for the Williams driver. He started in 8th, he's gained 4 places and finishes 4th. Magic Yeti finishes in 5th, which is a good place for him, and Rampage in 6th. I don't know if Rampage will keep that. I think he will, but Vapid's coming across the line now and hits the wall. He finishes 7th. Monkey Pie, who's a little bit behind, but at least he's going to finish, and he will finish with points as well. So we'll jump on board with him just as we're coming around the final parts of the track. But all in all, a pretty decent race. Bosley definitely under pressure by his teammate, and Gravity, who just ran a really good race. He obviously did try and vie for the 1st place, but just couldn't quite make it stick. And that's basically all she wrote for round 10 in SRL Belgium. We are just waiting for Monkey Pie to come across the finish line now, which he is. He is making his way up to the finish line now. He's going to take P8 and he's going to get points, which is well deserved. He ran a really quiet race, so overall pretty good race. But now we will see about getting the drivers in for a driver interview. So we want Gravity, Anti-Beacon, and Bosley. So there we have it. Your winner, TR Bosley, and 2nd place goes to Anti-Beacon. 3rd is VSR Gravity, Dutch Power in 4th, Magic Yeti in 5th, SRL Rampage in 6th, Vapicoot in 7th, Monkey Pie in 8th, and obviously Fernando Alonso and Roman Grosjean did not compete. But it looks like we have 2 of the drivers at the moment in Bosley and Gravity. I don't know if Antif has a mic.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, just before we kick off, guys, remember to tick that box in the party to include your audio so people can actually hear you. But we shall start with Bosley. Well, first of all, congrats on the win. There was quite a few interesting. Well, it was Malone. I don't know how you pronounce his name, Maloney or Melanie or Maloney88, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He basically said he thought you made the wrong call by going on to dries, and obviously everyone else was on inters, but you could kind of tell the track was getting drier as you went, and it did actually in fact stop raining as well. So I think you took a gamble, but it did look like it paid off. But I mean, obviously you would have knew at the start of the race it was probably going to rain and then dry up maybe a few laps in. But I mean, did you have was that the idea you had in your head of when you wanted to pit, or did you just see that the drivers behind probably wouldn't pit and you wanted to try and undercut?
I mainly saw that on my end lap, or maybe lap before, but I think it was on my end lap I lost like a second or two to Gravity. So it was a case of I had to stay out on the inters and I lose position on the inters, or a bit for softs and lose it that way. I thought I'd go for softs, and I think I gained like 4 seconds by doing it. So when I came out of the pits, I was thinking this isn't right, these tyres aren't right, and then about halfway through the lap or in the first sector, the DRS got enabled, and I was like, right, these are the right tyres.
Yep, you definitely hit it right on the head with the strategy call. On to obviously towards the end, Gravity was gaining quite a bit. He ended up in DRS range. He tried for a move, I think, twice. The first time was just after the DRS straight, but it didn't really pay off because he ended up going wide. But the last one, he actually went too deep into the corner. Then you ended up with some pressure from your teammate behind you in Antive Beacon as well. I take it there was no, used to were actually racing, there was no like you'll try and hold the Ferrari up or anything like this. It was just basically the two of yous were racing.
Oh yeah. I wanted to fight with family. I was in a fight with Gravity instead. But yeah, there was nothing. I wasn't trying to hold Gravity. I realized when I started slowing down, and Gravity started closing me back in, it may have actually looked like I was just backing Gravity off into Antive, but that's not what was happening. I was surprised when I saw Gravity catching up. I think I maybe could have been a bit fairer. I don't know. I might have, maybe could have been a bit fairer, mainly to the bus stop. But yeah, very close in the end with my teammate. I was not sure what to do into the final corner. I wasn't sure whether to defend or what, but I just sort of did both of them.
Yeah, it was definitely some intense action. That's for sure. Anyway, on track. Well, especially from where I was watching from, because it was basically all three of yous had quite a healthy gap between yous, and then all of a sudden it just closed up massively. And then I think at one point all three of yous were actually within DRS of each other. And it did get quite interesting.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of those entertaining ones as well, because we don't often see fights for the lead. Basically, it's usually one person just takes off and the rest try and fight with each other, but this one we did actually see a massive fight at the front, which I'm pretty sure everybody will be glad with. But yeah, so I mean, congratulations on the win, Bosley. You definitely deserve it with the strategy call that you made.
I don't think I had the pace.
But
yeah.
well, you definitely had the strategy, that's for sure. And I think that was a key role of what played for the win. Because you made the earlier call than everyone else, but I don't know. It may have just been luck was on your side today.
I think, yeah.
But anyway, well, we shall move on to the person who placed third. Gravity. So I would say congrats on P3, but you probably had quite a bit of frustration towards the end there, because you made a move, or you tried to make a move on Bosley, which actually lost you P2 to his teammate Antive Beacon. I'm guessing the wing damage had a profound effect on the way your driving was.
Yeah, it was quite frustrating having a damaged front wing for so long. But the move into the bus stop was close. I don't really know if it's fair or unfair, but it doesn't really matter because I had a penalty anyway. I would have lost P2 either way, so I'm not too bothered.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. Is this your debut race?
Yeah, it is.
Yes. So I was right then. Wow, for once I'm actually right. Well, to be quite honest, it will be frustrating because it did look like you had a lot of pace and you could have challenged Bosley for the lead. It will be frustrating you ended up in third, but then again, if you look on the bright side, it's your debut race in SRL and you've ended on the podium.
Yeah, there's always bright sides.
Yeah, there definitely is. I'm guessing you had the same feeling as Bosley for obviously the weather change. You decided to, I think you actually stayed out a lap later than when Bosley pit, and you obviously pit and then came out on the softs as well. How did it feel for you when you came out on the softs? Was it still quite slidey, or did it feel just right?
It was still pretty slidey. You couldn't really push until maybe the third lap probably. You could really start pushing. And I think I got into it a little bit quicker than Bosley because I was catching him while it was still a bit wet. But overall it was all right.
Well, you actually, to your credit, even with the damage on your front wing, you were actually keeping Antiv Beacon at bay for most of the laps. He was gaining time on you. I think he was about 7/10 behind you. Then he would drop back to about just over a second. Then it would drop back down to about 8/10. So you were holding your own quite well with especially with the wing damage, because I know it's really difficult when especially. What was your wing damage? Was it orange or light green?
I was only light green. I was expecting
green.
it to affect me a little more than it did, but
Yeah, it definitely looks like it did look like you still had quite a lot of control over the car, because usually when wing damage happens to the car, you start to lose. Basically, you lose the turning power for when you move into a corner, and you'll most likely find yourself just cutting the corner. But you definitely still held your own. You definitely deserved a podium today as well, definitely. But obviously we can't ask Antiv what he thinks because he's not here. But again, congrats to him on P2, and I think the final thing is just congrats to Gravity on his debut race in SRL and getting P3 and on the podium. Do you think this is the? I know you'll be hoping, but do you think this could be a regular thing for you?
I mean, I'm not sure me making it to the races would be a regular thing. But when I'm here, I'll be hoping for a podium.
Well, there we have it. Round 10, SRL Season 6 in the F2 League. It's been Belgium, and just want to thank Bosley and Gravity for joining me here for the driver interviews, and we will see everyone next week in round 11, and have a good night.